Part 1: The Last Stand of Humanity. The war had torn the galaxy apart long before Earth realized it was next. The once mighty Vordarian hierarchy had subjugated a dozen species, bringing terror to countless worlds with methodical precision. Not through brute force alone, but through manipulation, turning allies against one another until resistance became impossible. Commander Elias Reeves stood aboard the Thunderchild, Earth's most advanced warship hidden in the shadows of Jupiter's rings. His weathered face reflected in the viewport as he studied the tactical display. 30 ships, Earth's last hope, concealed for years under Operation Midnight Shield, the fleet that officially didn't exist. "Status report," Reeves demanded, his voice carrying the weight of sleepless nights. Lieutenant Nakamura looked up from her station, dark circles under her eyes. "The Vordarians have withdrawn from the Epsilon sector. Intelligence suggests internal conflict, possibly a coup." "Not a coup," Reeves corrected. "A fracture. The hierarchy is splintering from within." Captain Dmitry Volkov approached, his massive frame casting a shadow across the tactical display. "Then it's time, Commander. We've waited long enough." Reeves didn't respond immediately. His mind flashed back to Nova Centauri, Earth's most promising colony, a thriving world of 2 million souls reduced to ash in minutes. No warning, no declaration of war, just silence, then screams, then nothing. "Play the Nova Centauri transmission," Reeves ordered, "one last time." The holographic display flickered, showing Governor Jameson, her face streaked with blood. "This is Nova Centauri to Earth Command. We are under attack. Unknown vessels. They're not Vordarian. Wait, signals indicate Krell signatures, but that's impossible. The Krell are our allies." The transmission cut to static. "We trusted them," Volkov said, his Russian accent thickening with anger. "The Galactic Council assured us the Krell were peaceful." "The Council lied," Reeves said flatly. "They all lied, and 2 million humans paid for our naivety." Dr. Hiroki Jin, the fleet's chief scientist, entered the bridge. At 73, he moved with the deliberation of someone carrying fragile cargo. In his case, it was fragile truths. "Commander, the data we extracted from the Vordarian courier is fully decrypted," Jin announced, his voice calm despite the implications. "You were right, the Council knew. They orchestrated the entire conflict." Reeves nodded grimly. "Show me." The main screen displayed a complex network of communications between species Earth had considered allies. The Krell, the Azanti Confederacy, even the Tyrellian observers who claimed neutrality, all complicit in a conspiracy spanning decades. "They feared us," Jin explained. "Human adaptability, our rapid technological development. The Council determined we would eventually surpass them all." Nakamura's voice was barely audible. "So they decided to eliminate us before we could become a threat. And use the Vordarians as their instrument," Reeves concluded. "Let the savage empire do the dirty work while they claimed innocence." The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. Earth wasn't just fighting the Vordarian hierarchy. They were standing against a galaxy that had already condemned them. Volkov broke the silence. "What are your orders, Commander?" Reeves straightened, his decision made long ago. "Prepare jump calculations for the Krell homeworld." Nakamura gasped. "Sir, with respect, the Krell have the strongest defenses in the sector, our 30 ships." "Won't be expected," Reeves interrupted. "The Krell believe we're still licking our wounds, begging the Council for protection. They don't know about this fleet, they don't know what we've built." Dr. Jin stepped forward. "Commander, if I may, Project Phoenix is still untested. The quantum displacement drive could tear our ships apart. Or it could give us the edge we need," Reeves countered. "The ability to jump directly into their orbital space, bypassing their defense grid entirely." Jin didn't back down. "And if it fails?" "Then humanity dies with dignity instead of cowering in the dark," Reeves replied. "But I don't intend to die, Doctor. I intend to show the galaxy exactly what they feared." The commander turned to the tactical display, enlarging the Krell homeworld. The Krell pride themselves on their strategic genius. They believe they've calculated every variable. His finger traced the path of their planned assault. But they never factored in human vengeance. Volkov smiled grimly, "And vengeance is what we do best." Throughout the fleet, preparations accelerated. Weapons were primed, jump drives charged, combat teams briefed. They were not just soldiers anymore, they were the executioners of humanity's judgment. In the medical bay, Dr. Helena Vasquez prepared her team for the casualties that would inevitably come. As the fleet's chief medical officer, she had seen the aftermath of Vordarian attacks. She knew what to expect. "Commander," she addressed Reeves as he made his inspection rounds. "My staff is ready, but I need to ask, is this justice or genocide?" Reeves met her gaze unflinchingly. "It's survival, Doctor. The Council decided our fate without our input. I'm simply adjusting their equation." "By wiping out the Krells." "By showing the galaxy that humanity isn't to be discarded," he corrected. "We'll strike their military installations, their leadership bunkers, their fleet yards. We'll cripple their ability to threaten us again." He paused. "But we're not them, Helena. We won't target civilians." Vasquez nodded, some tension leaving her shoulders. "Then I'll prepare for wounded Krell as well." Reeves allowed himself a small smile. "Your compassion is what we're fighting for, Doctor. Don't lose it." As Reeves returned to the bridge, an alert sounded. Lieutenant Nakamura's hands flew over her console. "Commander, encrypted transmission from Earth Defense Command. Admiral Joe requests immediate communication." Reeves straightened his uniform, put him through. Admiral Joe's holographic image appeared, his expression grave. "Commander Reeves, your fleet activation has been detected by our satellites. Explain yourself." "With respect, Admiral, I'm executing Contingency Omega." Joe's eyes widened. "Omega requires direct presidential authorization." "Which I received before the President and Joint Chiefs were assassinated by Krell operatives," Reeves replied calmly. "Their last order was to ensure humanity's survival by any means necessary. Those deaths were never confirmed." "Because the Council's puppets in our government covered it up," Reeves interrupted. "The same way they've buried the evidence of the Council's betrayal, the same way they've been preparing Earth for surrender." Joe was silent for a long moment. "You realize this action will condemn Earth. The Council will." "The Council already condemned us, Admiral. I'm just refusing to kneel for the execution." Reeves leaned forward. "The evidence is in your secure channel now. Review it. Then decide where your loyalty lies, with humanity or with those who voted for our extinction." The transmission ended, leaving the bridge in silence. "He'll try to stop us," Volkov said quietly. "He'll try," Reeves agreed, "but we'll be gone before Earth's forces can mobilize." He turned to his crew. "All hands to battle stations, begin jump sequence." Throughout the Thunderchild and across the fleet, crews moved with purpose. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and abandoned by those they once called allies. But they weren't fighting for victory anymore. They were fighting for vengeance, for justice, for the right of humanity to exist in a galaxy that wanted them gone. As the quantum drives charged, Reeves gazed at the stars. Somewhere out there, the architects of humanity's planned downfall were continuing their lives, believing their secret was safe. They had no idea what was coming. "Jump in 60 seconds, Nakamura announced. Reeves took his command chair. "Send to all ships. Operation Midnight Shield is now Operation Daybreak. May God have mercy on our enemies, because we will not." The stars stretched and twisted as the quantum drives engaged. Humanity's last fleet and humanity's first strike vanished into the void, carrying with them the fury of a species that refused to die quietly. Vengeance among the stars. The quantum displacement was unlike anything humanity had experienced before. Reality itself seemed to bend and tear as the Thunderchild and its sister ships tore through the fabric of space. When they emerged, the Krell homeworld hung before them, a stunning orb of blue and green that reminded many of Earth. Only now, they weren't here to admire its beauty. "Jump successful," Lieutenant Nakamura announced, her voice steady despite the miracle they had just accomplished. "All ships reporting in, 0 casualties." "Positioning perfect," Volkov added with dark satisfaction. "We're behind their orbital defense grid exactly as calculated." Commander Reeves took in the tactical display. The Krell planetary defense forces were scrambling, caught completely off guard. Their vaunted sensor network was turning outward, desperately trying to locate the human fleet that had impossibly appeared in their secure inner orbital space. "They're panicking," Reeves observed. "Good, transmit to all ships, execute Phase 1, target military installations only." Across the human fleet, weapon systems locked onto predetermined coordinates. The Krell had believed themselves untouchable, their homeworld protected by the most advanced defense grid in the galaxy. They never imagined an enemy could bypass it entirely. That arrogance would cost them dearly. Firing solution complete, Volkov reported, all ships standing by. Reeves took a deep breath. This moment would change everything, either humanity's last stand or the beginning of its rise. Fire. From 30 ships came simultaneous volleys of devastation. Not crude nuclear weapons, but precisely targeted quantum cascade missiles, a human innovation born of desperation and genius. Each missile struck with surgical precision, collapsing the molecular bonds of its target while leaving surrounding areas intact. Krell military bases, fleet yards, command centers, all vaporized in an instant without radiation, without fallout. Clean destruction that left civilian centers untouched. Phase 1 complete, Nakamura reported. 87% of targets neutralized, minimal civilian casualties. Dr. Jin approached, his eyes fixed on a different display. Commander, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from the capital city. Something's powering up. Before Reeves could respond, Lieutenant Nakamura called out, "Incoming transmission, it's from General Krax himself." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the Krell military leader. General Krax was imposing even by Krell standards, his scaled skin a deep violet that signified high rank, his 6 eyes narrowed in fury. "Humans," he snarled, mandibles clicking with rage. "You dare attack the heart of the Krell Dominion? Your extinction was decided by unanimous council vote. Accept your fate with dignity." Reeves stepped forward, his voice ice-cold. "We've seen the records, General. We know the Council orchestrated everything. We know it was your ships that destroyed Nova Centauri while wearing Vordarian markings." Krax's eyes widened slightly, the Krell equivalent of shock. "Impossible, those records were quantum encrypted." "You underestimated us, again." Reeves leaned forward. 2 million humans died at Nova Centauri, civilians, children, and you did it to provoke a war between us and the Vordarians. "A necessary calculation," Krax replied, recovering his composure. "Your species develops too quickly, adapts too readily. The projections were clear, within a century humans would dominate the galaxy. The Council merely adjusted the timeline." Reeves smiled thinly. "Your projections were wrong, General. It won't take a century." He nodded to Volkov, who transmitted a specific series of coordinates to the fleet. "Those are the locations of every council member who voted for humanity's extinction. We've already dispatched ships to deliver our response." For the first time, genuine fear crossed Krax's alien features. "The council worlds are protected, you cannot reach them." "Just like we couldn't reach Krell?" Reeves asked quietly. "You still don't understand what you've done, do you? You didn't start a war, General. You awakened a species that has spent its entire history fighting against extinction." Dr. Jin approached, placing a data pad in Reeves' hand. The commander glanced at it, then back at the screen. "We've located you, General. Your bunker isn't as secure as you believed, but before we continue this conversation in person, I want you to see something." He nodded to Nakamura, who transmitted a new set of coordinates to the fleet. A single target, a massive underground structure beneath the Krell Central Plains. "Do you know what that is, General?" Reeves asked. Krax's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of extreme agitation. "That facility is civilian, scientific research only." "That facility," Reeves corrected, "is where you're developing biological weapons specifically designed to target human DNA. Another calculation, I presume." Without waiting for a response, Reeves gave the order. The Thunderchild fired a single quantum cascade missile. The ground above the facility remained undisturbed, but sensors confirmed the complete molecular dissolution of everything within the underground complex. "We've neutralized every biological weapon aimed at Earth," Reeves continued. "We've disabled your military capability, and now we're coming for the architects of Nova Centauri's destruction." Krax's voice dropped to a threatening rumble. "You've won nothing, human. You've merely accelerated your own destruction. The Council will unite against you now." "The Council is already divided," Reeves replied. "While we've been talking, half its members have received proof of your conspiracy. The other half are about to experience what happens when you target human civilians." He leaned forward, eyes burning. "You thought us primitive, you thought us weak, you calculated wrong." The transmission cut abruptly as Volkov reported, "Commander, we've pinpointed General Krax's location. Strike team ready for deployment." Reeves nodded. "I'm leading this one myself." He turned to Dr. Jin. "It's time for Project Phoenix's second phase." Jin's expression was grave. The neural interface is untested on this scale, the risk is necessary, Reeves finished. Upload the complete Nova Centauri records to the interface. I want Cracks to experience every second of what he ordered. As Reeves prepared to depart, Dr. Vasquez intercepted him in the corridor. Commander, this goes beyond justice. This isn't about justice anymore, Doctor. Reeves checked his sidearm. This is about making sure the galaxy understands exactly what happens when they target humans. And what does happen? She asked quietly. Reeves' expression hardened. They face extinction themselves. The strike team deployed with precision that would have impressed even the Krell military strategists. Using quantum displacement technology on a personal scale, they materialized directly inside Krax's bunker, bypassing layers of security that had been considered impenetrable. General Krax was waiting, surrounded by elite guards. Commander Reeves, he hissed, I expected no less. The psychological profile our analysts compiled suggested you would want to witness this personally. Your analysts missed the point, Reeves replied as his team swiftly neutralized the guards with non-lethal electromagnetic pulses. I'm not here to kill you, General. I'm here to educate you. Krax's mandibles clicked in confusion as Reeves approached, holding what appeared to be a simple neural crown. What primitive device is this? Project Phoenix, Reeves answered, his voice dangerously soft. The culmination of human neural technology. It doesn't just connect minds, General, it connects experiences. Understanding dawned in Krax's multiple eyes. You wouldn't dare. 2 million human lives, Reeves said as his team secured the struggling Krell leader. 2 million deaths you ordered while sitting safely in this bunker. Now you're going to experience every single one of them. As the neural interface activated, Krax's scream echoed through the chamber. The beginning of what would be hours of forced empathy, experiencing the terror and pain of every Nova Centauri victim. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, similar scenes played out. Council members who had voted for humanity's extinction found human ships appearing in their secure spaces, delivering not death but consequences.